Okay, so doing this now. So I've been planning on doing this for a while, of like recording my life or talking about it before I wind up fucking forgetting in the future. Because apparently when you get older, you fucking forget your fucking childhood, which is boo, God.
Boo! This guy stinks!
Yeah, why would you fucking do that, God? Like, fuck you. But anyway, hi, I'm River, and this is my friend Nick.
Hi, hello.
We've known each other for about
4 or 5 years?
4 years, 5. We've been through a lot together. Yeah.
We make out in secret.
Yeah. So this is like basically my person to vouch about all the stuff that's happened to me, because they've been there through it all, everything. So I want, because like for some reason fucking some people don't believe you when you say, oh, this happened to me,
Because they're retarded.
because they're fucking stupid as fucking.
Wait, did we cuss in the beginning of this video? I don't want to get taken down.
No, like I think it's the first minute you can't cuss.
Okay.
But it was past a minute, so we're good. So like, if I say some shit, they're here to vouch and say, yeah, that's actually happened. I was there. Or it's like, oh yeah, they ranted to me after it happened, so I can vouch this fucking happened.
I'm also here to bite their fingers off.
Yeah. So I might not upload as much, but when I can, I will.
Yeah.
But most of these videos will probably be about maybe 10-20 minutes long, because I don't want to yap your guys' ears off about my.
You gonna rap?
Yeah, I'm gonna rap.
Guys, next video, Rap God cover.
Yeah. Epic rap battles of history.
I am Adolf Hitler. I can't say that, guys.
Stop! You're gonna get us canceled already.
No.
That video was Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler.
Chazington said it. It's fine.
Yeah, that video was hilarious, guys.
It was. It was enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are having sex.
The kids are having sex. But probably, like, here's the thing. I'm probably gonna spam so many videos and then like not post anything for quite literally fucking months.
It's gonna be a drought, but it's okay, because if you guys are subscribed to a panda, you know the feeling.
Yeah, I'm gonna be basically like a panda. I'm gonna be basically like him. Instead of just random ass fucking videos, is just me yapping about my trauma. This one's gonna be having a channel soon too, so they can yap about everything.
It'll be fire, trust.
Yeah. But this is basically just for me to document everything. So maybe one day in the future I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's my old channel, and then look through it and remember fucking everything.
And then be like embarrassed.
And then it's gonna be like the back rooms thing, and it's like,
if I saw my old channel, I'd like kill myself.
Real. So what should I talk about first?
Your fuck ass grandma.
Let's start from the beginning.
Oh.
So, my mom, Nicole, or Nikki, wasn't meant to have kids. Like, the doctor said she couldn't. And then she popped me out of fucking nowhere. She was...
Yeah, she came out of her butthole, tragically.
Okay. Yeah. like Montel did with Maury, shooting at the ass. So just, I might not take anything I fucking say serious. That's why I'm like, yikes. People might not believe me, but I'm actually being serious. I'm just coping with my trauma, guys. So my mom wasn't able to have kids. At least that's what the doctor said. But then bada bing, bada boom, I'm out of nowhere. And my mom has now 4 kids. I was about 3. My mom would have boys running in and out, apparently, and would starve me or like hide me in a closet because she wanted her boyfriends to stay over and not know she had a child. She would basically starve me, and apparently it was so bad that every time she gave me food, I would eat like 2 pieces of it and then hide the rest under my pillow for later, like nuggets, fries, and small little stuff she would give me time to time. And I feel like that's probably why I'm like this today, is because I quite literally will hide food and scavenge for it. It's just an instinct apparently that babies have. They're like, if I eat this and save 2 for later, then I can eat later and survive. It's something babies have, and it's like a common thing or something. At some point on Easter, she gave me to my real dad, Dizzy. I'm not going to give last names because then I don't want to dox myself or anything like that, so understandable. But Dizzy, I think his name was Robert or something. I don't really remember.
I mean, why give a shit if he doesn't give a shit about you, right?
Yeah. Basically kidnapped me until I was like 5. He wouldn't give me back to my mom, which I feel like I was in better hands with him than anyone else. But he was a good guy. But with all the drugs and everything,
Obviously, the kidnapping in general.
yeah. But I was his daughter still.
I mean,
And
yeah,
half of the women that he had kids with would never let him keep his kids. So he basically took this as an opportunity to keep me and raise me. Now, he was in my life, but I don't have memories of him in a way. It's like he was there, but he was always with his friends drinking and stuff. He would never bring it in the house. So he was somewhat responsible. He would never bring anything into the house around me or my brothers. So there was only one night he did bring that into the house. He was getting a tattoo by one of his friends. He called me one day that night, and he said he needed a beer, but because he couldn't move, his friend, he was getting a tattoo on his arm or something. And the steps in that house. So here's the steps. Like the wood was about that far, and I hit it. And that's where this bad boy came from. It's not shaved. It's not tattooed. I've had this since I was about 4 to 5. And it's just, the skin is damaged and hair's never going to grow back. And it's now just a permanent scar. So that happened. He heard me crying, ran in. And that's like the real first memory I ever have of him. He gave me some ointment and then gave me an ice pack and then told me to go back to my bed. He'll get the beer and that I should go rest. And I remember feeling loved and cared for the first time. Because, it's like, who is this man? I knew he was my dad, but my brain was like, who is he? But then it was like, my brain was like, also like, this is my dad. But it felt like it wasn't real in a way, if that makes sense.
It does, honestly. Like, you're not used to all the treatment, so.
He was. So, I grew consciousness, like, not that long ago after that happened. Maybe a half a year. I had a brother, Gage. Bubba and Gage. Oh no, I can't remember who's who. Bubba was the one I've met before. Okay, he wasn't really my brother, but I considered him as one, and for some reason I knew that. It's like I knew he wasn't my real brother, but at the time my dad was dating some girl named Christina. But my aunt's name is also Christina, but there was just two. She was some blonde-headed girl. She had 2 oldest daughters that were mean as hell. I would remember trying to go upstairs and play with their Barbie dolls, and they would yell at me and get mad. I used to sleep in a playpen when I was, at that time, I didn't have a bed. They would make me sleep in a playpen. I grew consciousness one time waking out of it. My legs hurting because I was balled up because I was long.
Yeah.
I'm very long-legged. Even as a baby, I was really long. I would get up and people claimed it as a closet. It wasn't. It was a huge room. But it had those doors. It had the thin piece of wood, and the rest of the door was fabric. Not fabric, like a thin plastic fabric kind of stuff. And it was smushed up like curtains, like blinds. but it was like long and straight, and it had like a little hook to unlock it inside and out. I unlocked it, and for some reason my mind automatically knew to go to the couch because there was a pile of clothes there, which was for me to dress into. So each morning I would wake up, get the clothes, and then get dressed. And some of the days were like not really there and fogment and very foggy. It was like, it's like I experience it, but like some of the days were like cut in a way. I guess maybe my brain didn't full grow consciousness. And then at some point, I remember, like, after this happened, like, a few months later, we started to go outside more, which was never really a thing, and we had bikes and stuff. We would ride down the sidewalk and everything. I started spending the night at this little nice old couple's house, and I never really... I think they were Christy's, like, grandparents. It was, like, an old little college that was, like, down the street. They had like a fish tank, and I spent the night there multiple times, and it was really, really fun. And people say there was dogs over there. There was never dogs, because I think Bubba was allergic to them, so there was no dogs over there. But everyone kept saying, "No, there were pit bulls. There was pit bulls." No, there wasn't. Take it from me, who lived there. There was no dogs. Maybe once or twice, but whoa, hello. You're gay.
Hey, I give off gay vibes.
Yes, you do. Never. A little bit.
The viewers are gonna be so confused.
Sorry. It's okay. Randomness. A little break from the seriousness. Okay.
Sorry, that was a break. My mother walked in. My dear sweet mother. She walked in, so we had to pause for a second.
Okay. Anyway, so back to seriousness.
You were talking about your... something?
There was no dogs.
Yeah.
There was no dogs, I promise you. There was no fucking dogs at that place. Anywho, it was a little dirty, but, like, it was just mostly dirt. Because the place there was, like, sand outside. But, like... I remember I had this favorite show called Land Before Time with the dinosaurs. Yes, rawr. Autism at its peak. Oh my gosh, I love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs. Ow.
I enjoy wolves.
I enjoy dinosaurs and plushies. I really like looking at the histories of plushies.
I like plushies too.
Very
nice.
Very, very, very nice.
I love like Beanie Babies, or like the Thai ones are cute.
Yeah, they really are. But I had a plushie of Bigfoot, the dinosaur. I forgot his name. It was the long necked dinosaurs. They're like they look like giraffes. I forgot their names. Their names are really hard to remember. Okay, I am.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh my gosh! Yes, I am autistic.
Me too.
But names are hard for me to remember, especially if they're about my hyperfixations. For some reason, I can't remember the names sometimes because their names is like Plesiosaurus Rex or Pterodactyl. Why is the P silent?
Look, nobody knows why silent letters exist in the first place. Just don't add the letters if it's gonna be silent.
Exactly, bro. Like, what? It should have been pterodactyl. They had a P. Anyway, so I threw him behind the TV and never got him back. Made me cry because my dad was like, "No, you're not getting him back." And he was like asking for cigarettes at some point, and then like this, and he grabbed me by the armpit and said, "Don't ever touch those again." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Why?" It's because they're bad for you. I was like, "Okay, father."
Bro, literally, he's just a kid. Like the song.
Oh my gosh. But like,
I'm gonna get copyrighted. Stop.
Yeah, stop it. But from everything I've heard, my dad was a really sweet guy. He loved kids, joked around. He was a very funny guy. And it's just the drugs. It was just the drugs, and life didn't do him right. Same thing with my mother. It's just drugs weren't their friends, which drugs ain't never your friends. Don't do that, guys.
Yeah.
I can vouch.
The only time drugs are good for you is if
they're prescribed.
As if you're cool. No, I don't.
If you're prescribed, like, because daily your medicines are drugs.
Yeah, technically.
If that they're prescribed drugs,
If
like
they're correct prescribed drugs, yeah.
yeah, and that are not gonna hurt you and stuff. Now those are okay,
My medication kills me, bro.
bro. Imagine.
Fuck you. Okay.
So at some point, my mom and grandma found me. They found me, guys. Somehow, I don't know what the fuck happened. They found
Make
me.
it sound like you're a dumpster baby. They found you in the dumpster.
Yeah, they found me in the dumpster. But they found me, and my mom took me back. I lived in a rehab with her for a bit, and my hair was so long and natted up. It was like all the way to my fucking ass. Not brushed, never, ever, ever. So like she couldn't brush it. That's how long it was and how knotted it was. So she just kind of gave me a fucking fairy ass haircut. These are the haircuts that are up to your ears, and they're like mushroom haircut. They're like, hang on. They're like this. They're like this. They're like fucking like this, and they're like curled up at the ears, and it made me look fucking stupid, bro. Like stop it.
Oh, you're cute like that though.
Yeah. But stop it, mom, I love you, stop. That was like the only haircut she knew how to do properly.
But the video's getting long, the viewers are like,
anyway, so lived in that rehab with her for a bit, and then met Fred. Fred was amazing, guys. He was my imaginary friend. He was like
I thought you were the cat.
No.
I thought you were. Stop, don't bite me.
So a car was messing up. You know those electric cars? I was fucking stupid and thought it was a goddamn ghost or a friend, and it was like hitting the car, the chair over and over, and I was like, oh my god, there's Fred! Don't really have that many memories of. Actually, no, I just remembered something. So one time, my mom and her friends were outside smoking, like outside of the rehab we were in. There was like this little area with 2 trees, and we were out there.
They were smoking outside of a rehab?
Mm-hmm. They let you smoke, like cigarettes, but not like do drugs and stuff.
Okay.
And one time, I walked by my mom and like bumped into her, and the cigarette like burnt my dress.
Aww.
Like the nightgown I had on, and it burnt it, and it burnt my skin a little bit.
Oh my god, one time my grandpa like accidentally burnt my arm with a cigarette when I walked by trying to make PB&J.
Help! It always happened to me for some reason. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah. And then like I got my mom's friends that lived upstairs was when I met Fred and stuff. I was in their house, their apartment. And earwax reveal.
Stop. They're gonna think we're copying Tyler.
Stop. I'm sorry, my ear itches. I'm sorry that I have allergies and my ear itches. So like, these 2 boys, one was 2 years older than me, the other one was younger than me. The mom was a really sweet gal, but the boys were horrible. Oh my fucking god, they were horrible. Oh my gosh. I say as I shiver my boots and shit myself. They would touch me and sexually and stuff. Both of them, by the way. I was like maybe 5 still. The younger one was like 4, and the other one was like, I was like 5. He was like 7. Both of them would touch me. Both of them would kiss and touch me. It was really, really
That's
gross.
weird for them to do that because, you know, like, that means they saw something. Like, a 4-year-old doing that means they had to see something.
Yeah, their family wasn't the greatest. Their dad was abusive.
I mean, they could have been touched, probably.
Yeah, and the mom was, like, the sweetest person you'll ever meet, and she was just actually trying to do right by those boys. It's just, they were living with their father or something, and just...
I mean,
got screwed up.
That's worrying.
And then she got custody back, and then like she was doing her best. She was a really nice lady who you could tell like she was trying to do good and actually trying to change for her boys so she can keep them and actually be their mother. But it's just life didn't work out for those 2 boys. From what I heard, they're like bad now.
Shit.
Yeah. Cliffhanger.
Clickbait.
Clickbait.
It's not clickbait.
It's not clickbait. But I'll continue the story later.
I'm gonna touch you. No, I'm not. I'm a minor.
They're gonna touch me, guys. Bye bye, my little pups.
Me licking your earwax out?
No.
End the video.